Is it not disgusting, isn't it? Even to consider discussing, they are not even trying to disguise it, and it deserves me. Declaring through this declaration and wordy demonstration, this is a mess, and necessitated my dissertation, despite the design not another distraction. This defunding most deliberate, it is to stop defending the most fragile and defenseless, the dependence of the innocent. Their definition, indescribable deformation. This is blatant defiance without hesitation of God's design and from his perfect intention, and it is most definitely their desire discounted and seating in the discord. Dears, these discussions are cheap and discounted as they are deadly. The indecency and indecision, the consciousness and completely overcomplicated. Where is the compassion with or against them? Not one. All without a conscience. Let out and not in the discussions. Indescribable are the infractions and the intimidation knocked down. Knocked unconscious but not out. So don't doubt your support. Good looking out. The many indiscretions discounted in and by design. Too be awkward to swill or swallow due to the desiccation deductive. And despite the earlier deliverances, the desecration, it again leads to further and the deepening of this global funk and depression and the increasing dependency. As it all comes down to, and in the end depends, I suppose, on the department, and a dependence plea not discussed but denied, displaced while not fitting into a mold or box, so must hide. So delaying of this display is of their many demands. Democracy, delayed diplomacy leads to dismay, a departure from all of God's ways. Disappointing, but we are still and quiet as is predetermined, coming off as very demanding and needy. Descendants are all dolled up. They are deer, dressed like deer on rifle huntings. Opening day, and I guess, dressed decent enough. Just desensitizing this desperate display and disagreement. Their discernment down and through the deprivation they have departed, and are determined to further discredit and even again desecrate, delivering a deviating blow, disallowing, disengaged and detached, all while developing this rather odd race to meet space alien, but never a consideration of anything godly, other than the descendants of Cain and the fallen angels, their prideful arrogance, our ignorance and ignoring only these fakes and divine deviants deliberately deviating from the planned program and the real radical discussion. This discovery, not my decision, decided to deviate from and are now held up in debate and detention, not on a trip, holiday, or vacation. Our dissension delivers a deadly blow. Our churches and schools now back and open, but the pews and seats sit vacant. Underfunding lead to being unused, vacated. And now, too many vacuums and sit vacant too, and in this doctrine of these demons and the devil, diverging into a den of thieves and demanding for another demonstration. The difference? Deliverance. From it all. It is all demonic. Depart from and disconnect, discounted and discontinued, but not yet denounced, not diffused, but deserted, dismantled, decommissioning and decomposing the implosion after the viral denotation while begging, but begging no pardons and still ask for donations. The disadvantaged, disproportionate, the mere and meager portions, dull and now distant, distracted and deluded, dissident activists too near to disaster, intolerant and intoxicating, dissatisfied. Is this all detoxificating? The destruction and detachment. The dent deepens, as does the despair, and in our desperation set in concrete is confusion, discord, discarded, the departure and detachment. Further dehumanization, the entire description, unseated and unstuck like demagnetization. Remove from us, as to dispirit the despicable and deprivation deteriorated and chipped away at from the beginning and during the formation of their new delegation out of our despair. As they delegitimize most of the commons, common sense is without science, no nonsense of the poor, and the poor development demolished during a recent demonstration, further demonstrating no demonetization and instead, deformation demonetizing while increasing each one's load-manned individual debt, indebtedness, damdems, giving permission to perverts to be promiscuous, Democrats, Republican, or Independent. Keep away, as they declare that the Bible's 10 commandments are optional for Christians and Jews, as they are considered more as and like guidelines than to be the written and direct laws of Moses and directly handwritten law of God. No nonsense are the single and cynical more decriminalization. Oh, how delightful and dedicated departure from the road determined to be damned as the deficit increases. And so does the depreciation, a disgusting display, as we have famine and fame, and where those poor. From feast to famine inside of just 1 week and lacks appropriate attention and appreciation, the fireworks will follow after the hat is passed and a take-up of donations. Lulled by the lust and their lullaby next acts, second chapter at or around 9 o'clock. Not finite or infinite originally est. 1972, The Rooster.